I repeat once again, Miss Logan has looked around the class. It's not even a misdemeanor, it's a crime. Stealing money from a teacher is a disgrace to the whole school. We'll have to search every student. Mr. Andrews, the head of security, walked up to the first desk, and the students dutifully took out their bags. And you look at the cow. Well, Stone has a shorter, a voice from the bottom desks. She is poor and starving. She needs money. The spotted girl took the money, I'm telling you. When Andrews came to Emma, she also calmly put her battered backpack because she had nothing to fear and was used to insults. The man opened the bag, groped for a moment with his hand, and suddenly cried out. He pulled out his hand, in which he was clutching the purse. "It's not yours. It belongs to Miss Logan." "Cheeky, you think you're stealing from my school? Well, I'm going to give you a hard time right now." The guard hung over a girl who didn't understand. "It's not mine, and I didn't take anything. It's a mistake, a mistake." Emma trembled. She didn't take that wallet. How it could have happened, she didn't understand. "There's our thief! Shame on you! Thief! Come here, thief!" the teacher almost screamed. Poor Emma didn't understand anything. She dutifully approached Miss Logan, who wouldn't stop screaming. And when the girl looked at her classmates, she saw that several girls were almost laughing. They had bullied her before, but that was the last straw. They framed her, and she would never prove anything. These girls purposely stole money from the teacher and planted on her to shame and humiliate her. It was the end. Emma didn't understand why she was so hated. She just stood there, swallowing tears, thinking about how she wanted to disappear so that no one would ever hurt her or yell at her again. And these girls were pointing their fingers at her and laughing. Emma Stone got used to humiliation and challenging life. The girl's mother died when the baby was not even 5 years old, and her father left the family earlier. The girl was raised by her grandmother, who was always ill. Money was always scarce, and Emma was accustomed to poverty and constant criticism and humiliation from others. Older girls always beat her and called her names for her clothes. She lived on the outskirts of town in a small house that didn't even have proper water. Emma always dreamed of breaking out of poverty and buying herself and Grandma the best. She suffered from childhood from a rare disease, vitiligo. Emma's dark body was covered with bright spots of various shapes and sizes. Only her pretty face was untouched. Big, kind eyes, beautiful features. For some reason, nobody noticed it. Everyone saw only skimpy clothes and hateful spots. The girl tried to wear closed clothes, even in the heat, but it did not help her. Her classmates constantly bullied her and called her names. They only called her Cow, and no one called Emma by name. The school's teachers turned a blind eye to all the injustices, and the old grandmother couldn't do anything. She cried in the evenings, seeing the suffering of her beloved granddaughter. The girl often dreamed that her wealthy and successful father would appear one day and take them out of poverty. But Dad didn't show up. Her grandmother was finding it increasingly difficult to maintain them financially, and she was often sick. Emma struggled to help her grandmother, and she took a part-time job. The money theft at school was the last straw, and Grandma moved Emma to another school. The school children met the girl better there, but she also did not want to communicate with anyone. The teenagers avoided Emma because she was not like them. The girl accepted that no one wanted to communicate with her and be friends with her, and she became even more isolated. She wanted to leave this city. And then another new girl appeared in the class. Rita, the red-haired chatterbox, quickly won everyone's love. She was friendly and outgoing. And the main thing is, for some reason, she decided she had to help the quiet Emma in everything. It was like Rita had never seen Emma's poverty or stranglehold. She was okay with her. The girl gave her beautiful clothes, made her get a fancy haircut, and did not hide her body under robes. Rita first told Emma about her beauty and offered to go to one of the modeling agencies to try her hand. Emma refused for a long time because she didn't believe in herself or her abilities. But after high school, the girls finally decided to leave their little town. Rita went to college, and Emma decided to work part-time and then go to college. The friends promised to call each other every day. Emma got a job in a small flower shop. She still dreamed of a successful future and a promising career. Rita got the girl to believe in herself. Life was running smoothly until another customer came into the store one day. The man picked out the flowers for a long time, but then he went to Emma and talked to her. He said his name was Mr. Porter, and he owned a modeling agency in New York City, and he was just impressed by her appearance. He said he was willing to sign her right there because he saw a lot of potentials and work for her. And her peculiarity, the girl was wearing a t-shirt and there were spots on her hands, would become her chip. Just imagine, dear, the man smiled sweetly to the girl, all the world podiums will be conquered. You are so beautiful. Contracts will fall on you. You will become rich and will not sit in this God-forsaken place. Such a face should see the whole world. Emma was surprised. She didn't know what to do. She said she needed to consult with her friend, but Mr. Porter was insistent and said that the time to agree was now. The girl asked for a chance to think for at least a few days. She understood that this could be her opportunity, because Rita always talked about her place in modeling with such a beautiful face and figure. She called her friend. Rita freaked out and asked Emma not to go anywhere because the man could be a con artist. But Emma already believed him and had a chance to change her life. Rita begged the girl not to do anything stupid, but Emma just hung up. She made her own decision for the first time, and she was very proud of it. She was a little embarrassed in front of her friend, but the girl decided to make it up to her later when wealth and success became apparent. And then she agreed to go with this man, although she did not know him. She believed that the new world of the big city could give her wealth and glory. She wanted to make her grandmother's life happy and carefree. When they came to New York, he put a girl up in a small apartment on the outskirts of town and sometimes took her to some weird auditions. Then, Mr. Porter started talking about how she needed money to do a good job and had to borrow it from someone. Then he said the apartment had to be paid for, and she would have to do questionable advertising. Porter was rude to her. He could be gone for days, leaving the poor girl practically without food. She had no one to turn to, so he took her phone away. Emma was afraid of a man. He could intimidate and crush them psychologically. Emma realized the man had deceived her and taken advantage of her naivety. The girl worked hard, but hardly saw the money she earned. Mr. Porter kept reminding her they had a contract that gave him most of the profits. Emma signed it there in her little town. She didn't read the papers, trusting Porter's words. The girl had to take any job. Porter was in control and wouldn't let Emma keep the money. He began to humiliate and intimidate her. And Porter started drinking and getting handsy. Emma was on the verge of desperation. The last straw was that he wouldn't let her go to Grandma. The girl called about the house neighbors and found that Grandma was very ill, but Porter forbade her to go, again recalling the contract. It helped the girl in this situation that the same day the hateful man was hit by a car. Porter got drunk and crossed the road in the wrong place. The universe took pity on the poor girl. Their home number was clogged in his cell phone as an emergency, so Emma discovered that Porter was in a coma. She came to the hospital, where she guessed the man was her uncle. The nurse gave him his belongings, including a purse with money. The girl took them without hesitation and went to her grandmother's. She was with Grandma for a couple of days, then died quietly in her sleep. The girl was inconsolable. She blamed herself for everything and didn't know how to go on. She had nowhere to go but to stay in their poor house. She didn't even know who owned that apartment in New York and didn't want to go back there. And then she got a call from her cell phone, which they gave away along with Porter's things. "Hello, Emma," Rita's quiet voice sounded. "I know about your grandmother. I'm so sorry. Why didn't you call me? Because I could help you. Where have you gone? I was so looking forward to your call. I will come tomorrow and we will discuss and decide." Rita came. She helped organize the funeral, and then Emma told her about all her misadventures. Rita was shocked. She blamed herself for not being able to hold Emma. The girls cried for a long time in a hug. Both knew that the two would be easier for them. The girls returned to New York to Emma's apartment. When the girl turned on the answering machine on her phone, she heard that Porter had died. Emma was ashamed, but she felt relieved. Now she was free. Leaving this little apartment, Emma looked at herself in the hall mirror. Her face was slipping, and the spots were more visible against a background of stress, but there was hope for the best in her eyes. The girl promised herself that now she would start a new happy life for her and Grandma. It's been a couple of months. Rita introduced the girl to one of the scouts of a famous modeling agency. He was delighted with Emma's appearance and immediately offered her an entire 5-year contract. This work was not like the one she had to do before. Beautiful places and professional photographers' trips worldwide. Couturier adored Emma's texture, and the offers came in. Emma was incredibly popular, and she had her TV show where she helped young models become successful. She loved this class, and then she published a book about her hard life and became a world bestseller. Emma didn't believe any of this was happening to her. That girl in the rags can now afford to buy anything from a fancy and expensive boutique. Wealth hasn't spoiled her. She was just as humble and kind and wanted to help many people. Emma knew how hard it could be to have no one to help you. She also made Rita her assistant. She often remembered her grandmother and wished she had seen such success. The girl wanted to give as much happiness as possible to those who needed it. She opened several schools for poor children, did a lot of charity work, and helped people with the same disease as her. One day, Emma's agent told her that a fashion magazine wanted to interview her. Emma was sitting in her dressing room when the blonde woman entered the room. Emma thought she looked familiar, but couldn't figure out where they might have met. And when the journalist asked what the secret of her success was, Emma said with a smile, "You know, I have spots on my body, and I'm not ashamed of them. It is much worse when a person has a stain on his soul from what he does to others, and he is not ashamed. Be honest. Do not hurt others. Be beautiful not only outside, let the beauty come from within. I love this world, even if it is hard and painful. That's when you are guaranteed to succeed. Then the universe will give you happiness." The journalist looked away and whispered, "Forgive me. Forgive us all." It turns out that one of the girls once framed poor Emma by planting her teacher's wallet. And now the girl was very ashamed and realized they could have ruined poor Emma's life for good. And Emma forgave them. After so many trials, she didn't become evil and treacherous. She just wanted happiness and peace for everyone.